What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool player announcement video because Milos Kerkez is officially a Liverpool player now. He flew in to Liverpool yesterday and he is now in the Liverpool training ground completing his medical as we speak. And Fabrizio Romano tweeted, Milos Kerkez can now be considered as new Liverpool player. The deal is signed between Bournemouth and Liverpool, and Milos Kerkez completed his medical and the contracts are sealed with the left back joining Liverpool for £40 million as a base fee plus a few million in add-ons from Bournemouth. Here we go, confirmed. The official statement is coming next, and by the time you are watching this video you might have already seen the official statement from Liverpool FC. And Milos Kerkez is one of the most exciting left backs in the world, definitely the most exciting young left back in the Premier League, and his per game, per 90-minute stats are amazing compared to other fullbacks in the top 5 leagues. So he has 2.86 progressive carries per 90 minutes, which puts him in the top 15% when it comes to other fullbacks. And by the way, in this video we will talk a lot about player sales and potential new incomings as well, because Liverpool are in the process of selling Harvey Elliott and also Darwin Núñez, and some other big players like Diogo Jota might be sold. So we will look at the exact figures, and once those player sales are completed, Liverpool will attack again the transfer market with great vigor and enthusiasm, bringing in a striker, and I'm dreaming about Alexander Isak, of course. Let me know what kind of other transfers do you want Liverpool to make. Leave your thoughts down below, and of course, as always, if you enjoy these videos, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here so you never miss the latest updates around Liverpool FC, it's transfer news, because I post daily the latest information. Also, Milos Kerkez has 0.7 crosses into the box per 90 minutes, which also puts him in the top 15% when it comes to other fullbacks. He also has 1.97 carries into the final third, so he carries the ball almost 2 times per game. He is also in the top 15% in this metric, but listen to this. He's getting tackled 33.3% during a take-on, which puts him in the top 6% when it comes to other fullbacks. So he's a great dribbler with the ball, and also being surrounded by better players and also being in a much more attacking team. Those numbers could even go higher. Those numbers could even get better. So Milos Kerkez, welcome to Liverpool. Fabrizio Romano has the exclusive lowdown on this transfer because he actually posted a picture of Milos Kerkez and his father and his mother and his brother being on a private plane, smiling for a photo, and then Milos Kerkez or his dad sent it to Fabrizio Romano and he tweeted that picture out. So it looks like Fabrizio Romano knows all the inside stories of this Milos Kerkez transfer deal. That's why I'm saying the transfer is pretty much official, because Fabrizio Romano already shared a picture of Milos Kerkez being on this private plane, and that came straight from the Kerkez family themselves. So he didn't share it on a social media or anything like that. So Fabrizio Romano pretty much knows the inside scoop, the inside story of this Milos Kerkez transfer. So it's pretty much done. Milos Kerkez is a Liverpool player. And also the best thing about this transfer window, one Liverpool fan said, is so far how easily Liverpool have got their targets, their first choice transfer targets, like Jeremy Frimpong, Florian Wirtz, Milos Kerkez. In their respected positions, they were Liverpool's first choice, and Liverpool got them done. And that shows how attracted Liverpool are as a football club, that these players, as soon as they heard Liverpool are interested in them, they said, I want to go there. So Liverpool haven't competed with other clubs. We haven't tried to convince these players all summer to join Liverpool. These players understand the club, and it's the best, and they know that it's the best option for them right now, and they basically pretty much disregarded every other team. And it's the biggest with Florian Wirtz, because Florian Wirtz is a player who could have signed for any of the top clubs in Europe, any of the top 5, any of the top 10 clubs. If Florian Wirtz said, I want to go to you, then they would have made it happen. But he didn't choose Real Madrid, he didn't choose Bayern Munich, he didn't choose Barcelona, he didn't choose Manchester City, he chose Liverpool, and that's a huge compliment to Arne Slot, to the players, but also to FSG and the whole Liverpool structure, because that's absolutely amazing how much pull Liverpool have in this transfer window. So I'm so happy and so proud of this football club, how far we have come from the days of when Liverpool were languishing in mid-table, not even qualifying for Europe. And also we got confirmation that De Bruyne still supports Liverpool, because he actually wanted to sign for Liverpool. He probably dreamed of spending a few years at Liverpool. And there was a short conversation between De Bruyne's agent and De Bruyne's representatives and Liverpool. But at the time Liverpool were ready to sign Florian Wirtz. De Bruyne would have been signed only as a squad player to be on the bench, and that didn't appeal to De Bruyne. Fair enough, he wanted to be a regular starter, and of course Liverpool obviously had other targets in mind, and in the end he went to Napoli, and I think that's a good choice, because the Serie A suits him much more now, because it's a slower league, and he could also start for Napoli regularly. At Liverpool he wouldn't have been a regular starter. But it just shows Liverpool's pull, that when De Bruyne was asked where he will go next, he didn't rule out the Premier League, because he was thinking about maybe going to Liverpool, which is absolutely brilliant. So right now Liverpool are working on selling 3 players. And those 3 players combined could be worth a potential 130 million. And that would be enough to buy Alexander Isak. The first one, Darwin Núñez. We want around 45 to 45 million pounds from Napoli for Darwin Núñez. They offered so far 37 million, so the valuations are not that far apart, and hopefully Liverpool will be able to get it done. Also, we got an approach from Brighton for Harvey Elliott, and we told them he will cost 45 million. So let's see what Brighton's first offer will be. And also, Newcastle approached us that they want to sign Diogo Jota, interestingly. And Liverpool said 43 million for Diogo Jota. And that is also interesting, because does that mean Newcastle are looking for maybe a potential replacement for Alexander Isak? Could we do a deal of sending Jota plus maybe another 90 or 80 million to Newcastle? Would they give us Alexander Isak? But yeah, 43 million pounds for Jota would be crazy. He has 2 years left on his contract. He's very injury prone. So anybody offers 40 million for Jota, I would snap their hands off. And yes, if you sign Isak, that's not enough a replacement for these 3 players. Malik Fofana would be another great choice. But if we sell Núñez and Jota, then we need a striker, plus Florian Wirtz might have to play as a striker as well. So Liverpool are in an interesting dilemma, an interesting conundrum. How many players do we sell, and who do we replace them with? So that's very interesting. Also, Florian Plettenberg shared an exclusive interview with Jeremy Frimpong. He said, now that it's the best feeling signing for Liverpool. When I first came to Leverkusen, Florian Wirtz was the one that took me in. And now we are doing it all over again. So it's good. It's all good that he will play with his best mate, Florian Wirtz, at Liverpool. That's what he is referring to, because Jeremy Frimpong is so happy that after he signed for Liverpool, his best mate Florian Wirtz signed for Liverpool as well. He said, I've been in Leverkusen for 4.5 years and I won everything. I won the Pokal, I won the Super Cup, I won the Bundesliga. So I wanted a new challenge. With Celtic, I also won 3 cups. I won the treble. With Leverkusen, the double. So in Liverpool, I also want to win trophies. That's why I played football, to win trophies. And that's the kind of mentality that we want to see from new players coming into Liverpool. And the journalist said, Liverpool securing Florian Wirtz, Jeremy Frimpong, Milos Kerkez and Mamardashvili. This is title-winning recruitment. That Leverkusen connection between Wirtz and Frimpong will light up Anfield. Overlapping runs, one-touch passing, straight from the training ground. And also 30 million pounds for Frimpong. That is looking like daylight robbery already. I have no idea how he had such a low release clause in Leverkusen. And I'm so happy that Frimpong chose Liverpool, just like Florian Wirtz. There was also an article about Konate complaining that the latest contract offer from Liverpool doesn't satisfy his needs or what kind of wages he wants. And the journalist is not that credible, and he worked for that scum newspaper before, so I'm not sure how reliable that report is. But the whole Konate situation is a lingering consequence of Liverpool structure falling apart when Edwards left, and then he came back a few years later. But between those two periods, Liverpool didn't have a very competent sporting director. And, during the first spell of Michael Edwards, Liverpool's top players would usually be tied down on 2 or 3 year contracts at least after they first arrived. And of course, the tier below, the second choice players, the bench players, maybe their contracts would be allowed to run down a little bit more. But of course, Richard Hughes, the new sporting director, is still trying to tidy up the situation around Konate's contract, around Luis Diaz's contract, plus managing this very busy summer transfer window for Liverpool so far. So I expect Liverpool to return to our policy before, that the key players will get contract extensions very soon. So I expect McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai all to get extended, because they have all 3 years left on their contracts. So yeah, we don't want to run into that territory where they only have 2 years left on their contracts and they are thinking about maybe going somewhere else. And also, what is amazing to me is that Milos Kerkez is actually younger than Conor Bradley, yet he has a little bit more experience than Conor Bradley when it comes to Premier League football and just senior adult football. But Conor Bradley is also a great player. But that means that just Liverpool are set for a long time when it comes to some of these young talents. Florian Wirtz, just 22 years old. Frimpong is like 23, 24. Milos Kerkez is 21. Conor Bradley as well. So this is going to be very, very good. And Nat Phillips, another client of the Tyler Arsenano, the football agency, leaves Liverpool to West Brom. Finally, not on loan, but on a permanent transfer. And Liverpool got £3 million out of it. We should have sold him earlier for more money, but there weren't any takers really. And also another interesting news is that Al Nassr, the club who were interested in Luis Diaz previously, they wanted to get Bradley Barcola from Paris Saint-Germain, but PSG said he's not for sale. We are keeping him. He's a key element of the PSG project. So you wouldn't be surprised if Al Nassr came back for Luis Diaz. Of course, if they don't want to pay what we want, what Liverpool want, then it won't happen. But still, that's an interesting development. I think that their transfer targets are shrinking. Fabrizio Romano also tweeted that Napoli and Liverpool will have direct contacts today to discuss the conditions of the Darwin Núñez deal. The negotiations are still at the early stages, but Napoli had green light from Núñez. The deal depends on financial requests now from, of course, Liverpool. And Milos Kerkez is at the AXA training center finishing the formalities ahead of his transfer, the photo shoot, the videos, the interviews. So the official announcement will be coming very, very soon, but that's also very, very good news from Liverpool's point of view, that another fantastic transfer is set to be completed. And also Walter Gargano, who is a former Napoli player, but also former Uruguay international footballer. He said, I heard Darwin Núñez. He said, yes, I'm coming to Naples. I'm waiting to sign. I talked to Núñez on the phone. He will decide with his family, as De Bruyne did. He told me he wants to come right away. He's waiting to sign with Napoli. And we know that his chapter at Liverpool is closed. And that's actually very good news that Darwin Núñez wants to sign for Napoli, because that will make everything a lot easier when it comes to negotiating with Napoli, because Napoli, we can ask for a little bit more money from Napoli, knowing that Darwin Núñez wants to sign for them. So Liverpool's phase 1 transfer window is complete. At least the transfer window phase 1 part is complete, with signing top priority transfer targets: right back, goalkeeper, left back, and attacking midfielder or striker, wherever you want to count Florian Wirtz. And then the phase 2 will begin with us selling some players for big money, like Harvey Elliott and also Darwin Núñez and maybe Luis Diaz as well. We are selling Kwanzaa So then we will try to sign their replacements. And Liverpool probably may need 5 players to build the perfect squad. But Liverpool don't. We can't do that unless some players leave and make space for players coming in. So you can't expect Liverpool planning their whole summer around players who might leave. We need to act after we see which players actually leave, which players we can sell for enough money that it meets Liverpool's valuation. And the most important thing is Liverpool are getting their priority signings in. As I said, goalkeeper, right back, left back, attacking midfielder. And then we see where the pieces will fall into place down the line. Also, Napoli has interest for Federico Chiesa as well. The talks are ongoing with that transfer as well. So far, Joe Gomez is still in the plans because we only wanted to sell one centre-back, and that's Kwanzaa. So Gomez will probably stick around as a squad player. There is interest in Federico Chiesa, Harvey Elliott, Tyler Morton, Bajcetic, Owen Beck, and Darwin Nunez as well. And Liverpool admire Alexander Isak and Hugo Ekitike hugely, but we can only go for any of them if we sell some players first. And also Liverpool have been linked with Margay and Murillo from Nottingham Forest, but again we need to complete the sale of Jarrell Kwanzaa first, and then we will see what kind of transfer activities Liverpool can do going forward. But anyway, this is it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.